What is up, everybody? Tuberverse TV here today. And so we have a story where we have an employee at Bethesda. I'm not sure what position Pete Hines has at Bethesda. I know it's like a high ranking position though, but we now have this guy apologizing to frustrated PlayStation players who wanted to play Starfield but won't be able to because of Xbox and PC exclusive. So we have seen some crazy stuff with the Starfield situation. So we have seen PlayStation players like finally realize that hey, this game is actually an exclusive. Um, I guess it took them a while to actually finally get it. This is an exclusive. Then we had actual journalists saying, "Hey, there's still hope for this game to come to PlayStation, even though they have that announcement and everything saying, "Hey, this is Xbox exclusive." So now we got a high-ranking employee apologizing that the game is exclusive now. It's like, when did any of this ever happen? When is this? When do you ever see employees apologizing for exclusivity deals now? It's like, did Square Enix apologize for making Final Fantasy for doing a deal to make Final Fantasy exclusive to PlayStation? Um, did did Insomniac apologize for making Spider-Man exclusive to to PlayStation as well too? That never happens. It's like, but now you got people apologizing for exclusivity deals. Like, what's really going on with this? So this is some wild stuff right here. People are apologizing now for this stuff. So it is just very odd. Very, very odd. So and people in the comment section are freaking out as well too. They're like, why is this guy apologizing? These guys don't apologize when stuff is kept off the Xbox, but they apologize when stuff is kept off the PlayStation. So yeah, let's read some of these comments. I think a lot of us are just worried that the Elder Scrolls 6 will be exclusive and cut off fans that have been loyal to the series for ages. I think a lot of people assume that I'm cool with PlayStation having exclusives, but not Xbox. No, I don't think companies should cut off fans that have a history of gaming on multiple platforms. Why apologize? PlayStation never apologized for making titles such as The Last of Us exclusive. Calm down, opponents. If you want to play Starfield, buy a PC or Xbox. It's like you have that option. I don't see why is this a thing. Why is this really a thing that people are apologizing? You can buy a PC or buy an Xbox if you want to play Starfield. It's simple as that. Or sub to Ultimate and use XCloud, or you can do game streaming as well too. I just don't understand exclusives. Time exclusives, yes, but not complete exclusives. I would like to see the business model that explains how they make more money from deleting one platform from the seller base. Sony has been doing this for years, for the longest. They're like, why is this a thing now? Like, why is this an issue now? Sony has been doing this for the longest. It's like, it really just doesn't make any sense to me. It works for Sony. It works for Sony for games like God of War, Death Stranding, Spider-Man, etc. If we're bringing PlayStation users across the Xbox, anyone guess as to how many? I wanted to play Spider-Man and God of War, so I bought a PS4. I wanted to play Breath of the Wild, so I bought a Switch. Bethesda is first-party Xbox now. The difference is you don't even have to buy an Xbox. You have at least 3 ways to play. Here's the difference. God of War has always been on PlayStation. Zelda has always been on Nintendo. Bethesda fans are upset due to the fact the franchises they've been able to play on PlayStation for the last 2 gens are now gone. And he was able to play Spider-Man games on Xbox 360 too, but now they just say, "Hey, you can't play the next Spider-Man game because it's on PlayStation now." So it's the same thing. This is ridiculous. Like why, like why we get the cater to the PlayStation guy, the PlayStation player base when it's like the same what do you want to call it? The same gratitude or whatever you want to call it. It's not extended to the Xbox guys. So it's just weird. From a PlayStation player's perspective, Xbox players earned this game. I mean, we have freaking Spider-Man and God of War. God of War. Xbox can have big exclusives too. I think this is great. It's time someone pushed Sony into a corner. This will make companies work harder for their exclusives. Sony was starting to get stale with their latest exclusive games. And another one that just happened. Uh, Sony made Square Enix games. They made the Final Fantasy games exclusive. They made Final Fantasy 16 exclusive when the last one, Final Fantasy 15, was on Xbox. So it's like I don't understand why they need to apologize to Sony, the Sony player base. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm pretty sure the person who played Final Fantasy 15 was like, "Hey, it's cool. We got Final Fantasy on Xbox, and they found out for the next game this PlayStation exclusive." I'm pretty sure they're gonna be upset as well, but they're not apologizing to the Xbox player base. So it's just like it's just pretty wild right here. And then Insomniac should apologize to Xbox players for not being able to play Spider-Man. Seriously, PlayStation has some exclusives, and Xbox will have some exclusives. Thing was that Sony had a legacy with Sony for years. Bethesda didn't have the same with the Xbox. PlayStation been talking to us about how Xbox has no exclusive, and they complain when Bethesda games come exclusive to Xbox. LMAO. Now, all Microsoft did was throw their money and say, hey guys, remember that you could play Bethesda games on whatever you wanted? Well, not now. And Phil Spencer ever lied about it. People say that Microsoft is good for the game industry are flat out fanboying. Ain't xCloud coming to smart TVs? MFers can play it from an app if they don't want to buy a console or PC. When will you MFers realize not every country has good internet connection like in the US? It won't make PlayStation people buy Xboxes, and it's different than Sonic games, as Bethesda has always been an independent AAA studio, and Sonic has always had a long relationship with Sony. It's sad, but Microsoft had to do something to get people to buy their Xbox. And is that a bad thing? Like, this is what kills me. These papers say for the longest that Xbox has no games. So Microsoft buys Bethesda and get access to a lot of games, and now it's a problem. Now, like it's just mind-boggling. As an issue now. It's just this is like a legit issue. Like I'm pretty sure people have write articles and stuff like saying, "Hey, why Bethesda exclusivity deal is a real issue now." I'm pretty sure we're gonna see articles coming up soon about this. Like this is ridiculous. Um, it's just business. I own both consoles, but I know so many people who never got to play Amazing Spider-Man, but I don't see anyone crying for that. Get over it. Yeah, I agree with that as well. Get over it at this point. The problem is that Phil Spencer always bashes Sony for not bringing their games to the platforms, and now he's doing the same thing. Sucks to suck at PlayStation. I have a PS5. I doubt I'll get the new Xbox for at least a few years, and I still don't understand why they should apologize. That's how the business goes. Lock up exclusives, move on. Um, why is first party content now? I still haven't seen Jeremiah apologizing to frustrated Xbox players for paying money to block third party content like Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake, I just remember. That's the big one too. Final Fantasy VII Remake was locked off Xbox. Was like no ever Square Enix came to apologize, the Jeremiah came to apologize to Xbox guys. So why are we making a trend now to apologize to PlayStation guys? Because Starfield, like this whole Starfield thing has been wild. I think this has been a wild situation. This whole Starfield thing. I think it's because Starfield was confirmed before the acquisition of Bethesda into Microsoft, so people were assuming it would be on PlayStation also. People probably assumed that Final Fantasy VII Remake was going to be on Xbox too, but it wasn't. Like, okay, I don't see the difference. Yeah, it feels like I'm just saying the same thing. I'm just being a dead horse at this point. But yeah, I don't understand. Like this is real wild to me. Like this guy's apologizing. It just makes no sense to me. He doesn't need to. We don't care. LMAO. Hope this us is fire. I hate gamers most entitled bees on the internet. LOL. Xbox has no games. Xbox get games. Wait, I want to play those games. JFC is laughable. This is why I always buy both PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox consoles. It's beneficial. I really wish I could play Spider-Man on my Xbox, but I would never harass an Sonic Dev to the point they felt they need to apologize. The loud minority in the PlayStation community that do this kind of stuff need to grow up. Apologize for nothing. Pete Hines shouldn't apologize for anything. Wow, Sony fanboys are something to add. They talk about how Xbox has no exclusives and not complain when it doesn't arrive with their peasant pox. I buy Nintendo consoles for Nintendo exclusives. I buy PlayStation consoles for PlayStation exclusives. I buy Xbox consoles for Xbox exclusives. Why you gotta apologize for something that's been the foundation of the game since the beginning? Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird to me. F them. You just said F them. Okay. Yeah, I'm included right here. This is pretty wild. Like this is definitely this Starfield thing is interesting, man. What's gonna happen next with the Starfield thing? I'm just curious what's gonna happen next with this. But including the video right here, definitely see your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you like this video, and as always, thanks for watching and peace.